Okay, so in this video, we're going to take a look at how we can convert percentages into decimals and decimals into percentages. And there's a really neat little trick that allows us to do this. Now, if we want to, what I'll do is I'll bring these into the middle of the page. Okay, so we'll bring those down here. Now, if we want to go from percentages to decimals, we move our decimal point back 2 places. So go back 2 decimal points. And if we want to convert decimals to percentages, we go forwards 2 decimal points. Now this will make a little bit more sense in just a second when we look at an example. So we'll give ourselves some room. Now that we've drawn that, we'll pop that over there. And let's take a look at then 50% as a decimal. Well, 50%, so the number 50, if we want to go from a percentage to a decimal, we need to go back 2 decimal places. So this decimal point needs to go back 2 places. So we end up with 0.5. Let's take a look at another example. Let's do 15%. Well, the number 15, we need to go back from we're going from a percentage to a decimal. So we need to go back 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. So our final answer is 0.15. Let's take a look at one more example where we're going from a percentage to a decimal. Let's look at 8%. So we're going from a percentage here up to a decimal. We need to go from the number 8, we need to go back 2 decimal places. So one place to 0.8 and another place to 0.08. 0.08. So this is a straightforward way that we can convert our percentages into decimal numbers. And so let's take a look at what happens if we have to go the other way. So we're going from decimals to percentages. So I'm going to keep these here because we're going to refer back to these because we're going to do the reverse. So a number like 0.5, how do we convert that to a percentage? It says we need to go forwards 2 decimal places. So we go 2. So forwards to 5 and another one to 50. So our answer is 50%. And well, what about 0.15? Well, we need to go forwards 2 decimal places. So we go forwards to 1.5 and another one to 15. Our answer is 15%. And finally, 0.08. We need to go forwards 2 decimal places because we're going from a decimal to a percentage, and 1 decimal place to 0.8 and another one to the number 8 itself. And we end up with 8%. So this is a really neat little way and a neat little trick where we just shift the decimal place forwards or backwards 2 places, depending on what way we're going, whether we're going from a percentage to a decimal or a decimal to a percentage. Okay.